Chord theory. Most people think that chord theory is a super hard, complex thing. What if I told you there's only 4 chords you actually need to learn to understand chord theory? In this video, we will learn 80% of chord theory in 10 minutes. And yes, this is not clickbait or a gimmick. I will explain to you very shortly. Before we get started, a few disclaimers. Number 1, you need to know your 12 major scales, and I mean know them well. Know your scale degrees. If you don't know what I'm talking about, or if you need help or need to practice that, there's a video link in the description below that goes over the 12 scales and the fingerings. I'm here to simplify and demask this. Here we go. So our first category are triads. These are the backbone of Western music, and there's only 4. That's right. Let's get through it. Major triad. The formula is 1, 3, 5. This is why you need to know your major scales. 1, 3, 5 of any major scale. We can go to G flat. That is a major triad. Doesn't matter which key you play it in. That is the same thing, no matter where you play it in. Keys are just locations. The chord type is a major triad, 1, 3, 5. It sounds happy, it sounds bright, it sounds finished and resolved. Next up, we have minor triads. This is 1, flat 3, 5. Doesn't matter which location you play it in. You can play it in G, you can play it in E flat, you can play it in B flat. A minor triad is 1, flat 3, 5. It's dark, it's kind of cynical sounding. Okay? Now, even though it's dark and cynical sounding, it actually still has a resolved feeling. What I mean by resolved? What I mean by that is it still makes you feel like you can sit on this chord. It does not inspire movement. So major and minor triads don't really inspire movement. But that changes when we get to the next chord, which is diminished. Diminished sounds diabolical, like a murderous intent, so to speak, right? So this one is formed of 2 minor thirds. They're symmetrical. And it's got this special characteristic called a tritone inside of it, which is a very unsettling feeling, which inspires movement. So, diminished chords, you've heard them before. They sound diabolical. Okay? The formula for that is 1, flat third, flat 5. Again, 1, flat third, flat 5. Okay? You can play any key. 1, flat third, flat 5. 1, flat third, flat 5. Sounds diabolical and menacing. Next up, augmented. Augmented is 2 major thirds crammed together, and that sounds dreamlike. They're related to the whole tone scale. It's 2 major thirds. Okay? It's got this very dreamlike state to it. It's another symmetrical chord, just like diminished chords. And their formula is 1, 3, sharp 5. Okay? Augmented chords is 1, 3, sharp 5. Okay? Now let's recap that. We've got major. 1, 3, 5, happy, bright, resolved. We've got minor, 1, flat 3, 5, dark, more menacing. We've got diminished triads. These are 1, flat 3, and flat 5. These are very diabolical sounding. And then we have our augmented, 1, 3, sharp 5. These sound very dreamlike. These 4 are your fundamental triads in all of Western music. When you're listening to music, think about how the chord makes you feel. It will reveal to you which family it belongs to. If you hear something in music and it makes you feel happy, it's related to major chord. What do I mean by that? If you're hearing music and it sounds diabolical, it's related to diminished family. Music is the one place where you're allowed to live in your emotions, and your emotions guide you to the truth. Don't take that advice anywhere in the real world, but in music, you can totally be emotional. Next, you have 7th chords. Now, what's interesting about 7th chords, for all you geeks out there who are going to try to come for me in the comments, 7th chords are just triads merged together. Let's take a look. Now we got major 7. If you look at this, it is a major triad with a minor triad stacked on top. And listen to the sound of it. It's 1, 3, 5, 7. That's the formula. Now remember, it's important to memorize the sound and the feeling of the chord. That's huge. Learn that. Major triad, sunny, bright, no clouds out, clear blue sky, 95 degrees. Then we have major 7. It's about 75 degrees out. There's sunshine, but it's like overcast, right? Breezy, day at the park. That's major 7. Okay, remember, it's a major triad infused with a minor triad. That's why you get that mixed emotion. Then we have dominant 7. This is 1, 3, 5, flat 7. The flat 7 mixed with the major third gives it that quirky sound. This is huge in gospel. dominant chords. Also hear it in blues. The thing about dominant chords, it's a major triad with a diminished triad on top, which gives you that quirky. It's got that fusion of menacing and happy put together, and you get, it also has the tritone in there, which inspires movement. Okay, next we have minor 7. This is a minor triad stacked with a major triad. That is why minor triads sound really dark, but minor 7s sound kind of soft. That's because it's fused with that major triad. This is 1, flat 3, 5, flat 7, okay? Next after that, we have a minor 7 flat 5, aka half diminished, okay? It is half diminished because it is not fully symmetrical thirds. We have 1, flat 3, flat 5, flat 7, okay? And then after that, we have full diminished, which is just minor thirds all around. Minor third, minor third, minor third. Full diminished, full diabolical, full madness, okay? Then after that, we have the augmented 7. So that is the 1, 3, sharp 5, major 7. This is the augmented 7, aka major 7, sharp 5. Again, another mysterious sound. Very dreamy-like. It's on the brighter end of the spectrum, right? It's not dark like the diminished and the minor. This is more bright and airy on the major side of things because it's got that major triad in there. That's why, okay? Those are your 7th chords. So 90% of music will be in there. You've got major triad, minor triad, diminished triad, augmented triad. And then when you start stacking those triads together, you have major 7, dominant 7, minor 7, minor 7 flat 5, full diminished, and then your augmented 7. And that's it. So those are your fundamental 10 chords. You got your 4 fundamental triads, and then you have those 6 7th chords, right? Everything from then on out are extensions, which means it's just color notes. You're taking the same bass chord and adding some type of color on top, okay? So there are no more chords after that. That's it. Everything else is modifications. Let me explain. We have a major 7, which we can now do ninths. Major 9, minor 9, dominant 9, but at the end of the day, it's still a dominant with a 9. It's a major 7 with a 9. It's a minor 7 with a 9. That's why it's called an extension, because it's past that. It's past the 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, past 8. So these are just modifications to the existing bass chord. So don't get it twisted. You got your 4 fundamental triads, and then your 6 fundamental 7th chords, and everything else past that is just extensions. We have ninths. Then we also have 11ths, which you find most popular, like minor 11ths. And then you've got your 13ths, which is really popular with your dominant chords. Jazz, right? And then from there, you can do like flat 9s, you can do sharp 9s, you can do sharp 11s. So anything up there is just extension. Now you might be like, what about sus chords? Suspended chords aren't technically a chord in the sense of what we think about when we talk about the stacking thirds. But suspended chords simply just mean you're omitting the third and you are going to replace it with a 2 or a 4, and they give you the feeling of being suspended. So here's your major triad. You can take that 3 and you swap it for a 2, a 4. That's your suspended chord. Then you have another suspended chord based off the dominant chord, which is your dominant 9 sus 4, for instance. This type of suspended is very common in gospel, R&B, and neo soul, right? All right, so that's what that's about. That is going to be what I call 4 over 5. It's just your 4 chord over your 5 bass note. So if we're in the key of C, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, F major over the 5, 4 over 5. This goes for every key, 4 over 5. And if you turn that 4 chord into a major 7, you have your sus 13, which is synonymous in all of gospel music, or like Bruno Mars. Very bright, atmospheric, and happy sounding. After that, you have chordal voicings, and this is more of a voicing than a chord, and it's just when you take a chord and you do it in force. Very popular in jazz and gospel too. I love those. They stretch the keyboard very well, and they have this nice big rich open sound, okay? But once again, the most important things you need to know are the 4 fundamental triads: major, minor, diminished, augmented. And then know your secondary chords, which are the 7th chords: major 7, dominant 7, minor 7 flat 5, aka half diminished, full diminished, and your augmented 7. And that's it. Everything else is extensions. Make sure that you pause this video, rewind it as much as you need to. I've got a free PDF you can download in the description below that has all this laid out and mapped out for you to easily read. And I also teach chord theory every semester in my online school, Saucy Sounds University. You can join the waitlist by clicking below. Groups of 35 students walking through chord theory, specializing on chord every week, full of backing tracks, quizzes, assignments, and lessons, and more. So if you're interested in joining my chord theory class, check it out in the link in the description below. I hope this was helpful. It's time to level up. Don't let anybody fool you. These are the most important things to know. 80% of chord theory in under 10 minutes. Let's go. Stay saucy.